the
But
post that we live.
all right.
All right, come on, go live. Wait before I disable. There you go. There you go. So let's get into it.
All right.
How'd you get into battle rap?
So I got into battle rap. I was still in high school. I'm 22 right now. I was about like 15, I think, at the time, and I just started watching battles on YouTube. Started with King of the Dot,
Mm,
um, but I started branching out. I started finding out more of like the battle rap world and the whole culture. I ended up getting into battle rap. There was an online league called UBL. It's my home league, Underground Battle League.
yeah, I was
Um,
gonna ask you about them too.
yeah, yeah. So they had at the time, it's very early, like online battles. So now it's a lot more common to see them, post COVID. But this was way before COVID. So I didn't have any leagues around me. I'm from Ohio, and
Okay.
so yeah, and so I was like, well, shoot, if I can battle, and I'm still in high school, I can't travel. There's not one near me that I know of, but I started just doing online battles, and then what was it? 2018, I would have been 17. It was my first live battle. I went from Ohio to Milwaukee, um, and I had body of the night, and that was a kind of a big confidence boost. That it was something I could do, and then it kind of took off from there.
Okay. I see that your home league is Underground Battle League.
Right.
Like, tell me about them because I'm not familiar with them.
Yeah, UBL. G Gray, he's the league owner. He's from Milwaukee, so that's why that first battle I had live, that was with our hosted. Um, but he's a great guy. I went up there and met him, and I had been talking to him and like everybody in that league online for like a couple years or a year or two at that point. But yeah, it's just like a local Milwaukee league. They got names like Jay Lopez, Larry Bull, um, Hoodlum, Mike G. There's another Mike G. Um, some other guys. So
I am familiar with J Lopez.
yeah,
I am. I know he did. He was part of URL, and then I didn't see him part of URL, but I've
yeah.
still seen him battle, which is still good.
He's got a battle on RBE, and so does Larry Bull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he's dope. Like
Oh, for sure.
he's dope. He's one of the few that URL kind of let walk away that they shouldn't.
Yeah. I battled Jay Lopez actually in 2021.
Now, with J Lopez being a name, did you
Mm.
have to pay for that battle, or did the league pay for that battle?
Nope. The league paid for it, and him and I had known each other. He was actually at that first event that I did. So it was just kind of that to me was the pinnacle of where I was reaching to where he was the bigger name at that point of our home league.
Yeah,
Um, and so, I'd known him for a long time at that point, and it just made sense to battle him after working my way up.
yeah, because I see you also battled Enes.
I did, yeah, Gates of the Garden in Philly. So yeah, that was about a year ago now, a little over a year. Um, yeah, no, I'll be honest. I feel like I don't know if I won that battle, and I'll just say that. I feel like that was a learning point for me. I did my best, but I think I learned that I need to change some stuff up. But Enes is someone I really respect. He's one of my favorite battlers. I started watching him, um, and yeah, no, it was really nice to be able to battle him and see what it's like to stand in front of a vet.
That is true, because not too many people, unless like your name, have
Right,
Enes on your resume.
right.
But you also have Dub the Phenom on your resume,
Yeah,
and
yep.
he was a name at a point.
Dove's good. I like so everybody that I battle, like not that I don't respect any, but it's just like the people that I want to battle are people that I really respect. I like what they do. I like their battles and how they battle. But Dub was one of those people. I'm part of like the rap committee as well. That league was around Tyrell. He's kind of like my manager right now, but he hooked me up with the Dub battle. That was in Philly, or not in Philly. That was in Milwaukee. My bad. Um, but no, it was a good battle. I really liked the. I feel like I got that one though.
Okay. Trying to think. You battle Ghost. I am familiar with Ghost too.
Yep, Ghost. Ghost with two T's.
Yeah.
That was in Cleveland. That was also on the rap committee. Ghost is fire. I think he did really. I think that was a really good back and forth. Same with Dub. Um, but yeah, no, that was my second time in Cleveland battling. Um, and that was also every battle is a learning point or like a learning curve, but that one I could tell afterwards, like um, the aggression. He was one of the first like real aggressive people that I battled, and I needed to match that.
That is true. Now, let's see who else in your I'm going through like the battles that I found.
Sure.
Dylan 5X. I am
Down
familiar
five
with
times.
him.
Yeah,
I've seen a battle of him. He's dope.
yeah, he is dope. Dylan's real good. That's another battle. Like I don't have a problem admitting. Like I think there's definitely battles I lost. And I think Dylan was one of those that I probably trying to think of where I was at that time. I don't think I was like personally doing super hot at that time, and so that reflected on my writing. And it's interesting seeing that like if I'm going through something in real life, like my my battle, like how I'm writing and my performance, that's not going to reflect well. So it's like you want to make sure when you go into a battle, you got your shit straight. But I don't think that I had it at the time, and so I feel like I lost that versus Dylon. He's made a name now. He's going and doing his thing. Dylon's super dope.
Let's see. Who else do I know out of who you get? Well, Larry Boo, I am familiar with
Mm-hmm.
him because he's
Yep.
already. So I am, I'm familiar with him. Some of these other guys, I am not familiar with. Kev Bless,
Sure.
I've seen the name, but
Mm.
I'm not too familiar with him.
Yeah.
I've
Kev
seen.
Bless is dope. He's from Youngstown, Ohio.
Okay.
Super nice guy. I had never seen him, ever met him before. But I was told that he was good. They matched me up with him in Cleveland on the rap committee. Um, and he came out swinging. I mean, that crowd in Cleveland, like that specific venue we had, there was well over 100 people if I remember right. And that's a decent amount for like for where I'm at right now. Like in my career battling, like that's a good amount of people. It's also a good amount to try and learn from. And so he was up there because he knew this was his first, like I think his first big crowd or bigger crowd. And so he was trying to prove himself like I'm trying to prove myself. That was a good battle.
And the Kang battle. That was a
Yes.
really good battle. I
Thank you.
watched that
Appreciate it.
earlier.
Thank you.
That was my first time watching you and my first
Gotcha.
time watching Kang. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm
Hmm.
liking what I'm seeing for both of y'all. But I do have a question.
Okay.
Who's the guy that jumped in your round?
That's my homie class president. So
Okay.
he came up battling with me. And we were both a part of UBL. There's this whole history of him and Kang. So a couple of years ago, back still in high school, he had went out to iBattle and battled Kang. Kang now, I don't know if you know, he's like popping on iBattle. He's making waves, getting good
Yep.
names. But this was when Kang was first coming up. So my homie class president battled Kang, and it was like a 3 rounder. And it was just like I think he felt like he lost that battle, and he felt like it was just an interesting battle overall. Not that he had something to prove, but like now that now that I was battling Kang again, it was like it just made sense for like his narrative, like battling, and my narrative. Like he wanted to jump in and just like get something back at him. It had been like a couple years, and it was really nice. Like it's one of those that like unless you're around the area and like uh know class president or know Kang and like we're there around that time, it makes more sense if you were there. But no, yeah, that's my friend.
But what I can say is for him jumping in your round as a
Hmm.
person who didn't know the backstory,
Yeah.
he didn't mess up.
No, yeah.
He jumped in, rapped what
Yeah.
he rapped, and then just went right back over to the side. It's
Yep.
nothing worse than when a person jumps in your round and kind of like
Takes up the
throws it
whole round.
on. But
Yeah.
he just kept it going. He was able to just bam, jump back in and start rapping. So
Yeah.
that's good.
We used
That's
to
really
we
good.
we used to spar like when we were coming up battling too. We'd spar and like kind of just go over what we're writing and like help criticize it. So our chemistry writing is very good. So yeah, I never had a problem that like or a worry that he would take up more time or that he would like choke or anything. Like, I trust him and he trusts himself. Like he had that material. Now I will say I don't think jump ins for battles are something that should happen all the time. I don't think that that's like I don't think it's cool. I think it's kind of corny when people do it. I do think that it made sense for this, and it's like, it wasn't. It was like a couple. It was like maybe a minute or two kind of thing. He said what he needed to say. It was fire, and so yeah, I think it made sense for this battle. But I wouldn't really advocate for like people jumping in rounds all the time.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because I have definitely seen battles get ruined by
Mm,
a person coming in, rapping, uh, choke, they've choked, and then that throws the whole energy of
uh-huh.
the person got to come back to rap, trying to pick
Yeah.
it back up. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
Now, have you, would you consider doing a 2-on-2 with class president?
Absolutely. That's something we talked about. I'm trying to get that set up within a year, within this coming year probably. But yeah, we talked about doing something like that. I think one other thing too with this kind of side topic. One other thing too with the chemistry of writing and like jumping stuff like that, even 2-on-2s, that writing has to be so like your chemistry has to be good because if you're coming out and it's your battle and you're doing fire, you're swinging, and then somebody else jumps in or your 2v2 partner comes in, it's got to transition well into their material. Like if it's not on par with what you're writing, like there's going to be that lackluster. People aren't going to be, caring at that point. I felt like when he jumped in like that, I felt like it transitioned super well. I know if we do a 2v2, it'll absolutely.
That would be dope because, like,
Mm,
for me to not like that was my first time seeing you, King,
yeah.
and then class president. I'm like, I wonder what them in a 2-on-2 would be like. I think it
Hmm.
would be dope. I thought it would be dope. Now
Yeah,
I
for sure.
know whether it's UBL, whether it's
Hmm.
iBattle or another
Mm.
league, I would definitely like to see that.
I'm Listen. I'm just saying, Knox and Chunk on iBattle. I think that would be a good. I think for 2v2s, I think that would be a good matchup.
Hold on, weren't they just on a card recently,
I think
or
they
are they
just
on a card coming up for iBattle?
they've been on a couple cards recently.
That's what I'm like. I know
I don't.
those names.
Yeah, yeah, they're good though. And I want to give my props to Kang too. Kang is like some people aren't hip to Kang yet, but I don't know how. Like Kang is crazy. He's gonna be one of them like soon. He's a very good writer. He's funny. Like you can tell he's being himself in his battles, and that's something that I really like. When I first started watching him before our battle, I could tell like his material and who he is in battle rap is so it's successful because it's just him. He's just writing and putting it into battle rap form, and that was something I admired, and I had to do for that battle. I had to figure that out for myself. And yeah, he's a super dope dude. We talked after the battle, and he was kind of like giving me some advice and telling me how he came up in battle rap, and yeah.
I think that's dope. How did you hear about RB intake?
Right. So B Foster, he is a friend of mine. He's been at some of the rap committee battles. He's friends with Tyrell. He had actually hit me up, and I've seen the battles, and I was kind of hit to it. But he had reached out, and he was basically like, "Hey, hit winged up, and like send her a battle, and like you should really do this." And I looked into it. I'd seen the battles that were coming out, and I don't know. I felt like it was something that made sense for where I'm at. I love RB. I've been a big fan of RB for a long time, and so to be able to hopefully be on that platform and do well is something I want to do.
What were you doing prior to the process? Because I know you send a battle wing response, but it's like,
Yeah.
did you have battles where you just trying to figure out like? your next move?
Yeah, so at the time, the last one that I had was Kang, and then before that was Dub to Phenom. So I had been working my way up a little bit. I don't really feel like I had a certain path that I was really trying to go for. Um, you know, when people look at some of the top leagues, I know it's like Gates of the Garden, iBattle, King of the Dot, URL, RBE, um, and I really enjoyed all like I watched all the leagues content. I've seen all like lots of different battles from all those leagues, but I didn't really know what was right for me, where I'd have the most success, what I would enjoy the most. And yeah, the more I just looked into RBE, I was like, I feel like this is something after, especially after Foster mentioned it. I think it just clicked with me.
I agree because
Yeah,
when I think of like the talent so far with from like intake one up until now, y'all are intake four.
yeah,
Nobody sounds the same in my opinion.
mm,
Y'all all are original and creative. You know, now I can't say intake four has the most guys that a lot of people aren't familiar with. I can't say that.
yeah. I would agree.
But that's the fun part of
Hmm.
putting your name in, figuring out who you battle, and then with
Right.
some of y'all have names on your resume.
Yep.
So that's great. That's the good
Yeah.
part about it.
Yeah. I'm battling X-Man. So that's something.
Ooh.
Yeah. Shoot, I was trying to think. I had a thought. But yeah, no, I think Intake Four's got some good names. Like you said, not everybody's super familiar with them, but like, I mean, or with us, but there's a lot of good people, a lot of unique styles of writing. But I think especially once we get these battles and like after this event and those battles drop, people are gonna realize, oh, there's more there's more talent on these up and comers than maybe we realized. I think it's gonna start getting some eyes on them.
Yeah. Cause initially when I started finding out like going through intake four, I was
Hmm.
like I remember see that. I knew who JDK was. I knew who Hefe was. I knew who Black Rolac was.
Hmm.
You, I wasn't familiar with, but
Yeah.
I'm glad I looked you up.
Yeah.
You are very talented.
Appreciate it.
Odanga, I, I'd seen his name, but never
Hmm.
watched the battle. Tony Grams, I didn't know who he was. Like it was only a few of them that I was like, I knew who they were because they were in the spaces or promoting. So it's like, okay, I kind of had an idea.
Right.
But I would say y'all definitely have some talent. I mean, y'all got some talent.
Hmm. It's about to be good. I'm telling you.
You versus X Man is it's gonna get interesting.
X-Man, I respect X-Man. I think X-Man's good. Um, I look forward to this battle. This is one of the most like prepped, and I feel like my writing has kind of reached. I've been I've been figuring out like how I want to. What does my artistry look like when I'm battling? Like, how do I want to rap? How do I want my like to project myself? Like all these different things. I feel like it's kind of come to a point where I'm like I know myself well enough, and I'm about to take this out on X-Men.
This should be good. I've seen one battle from you. I've seen his intake, and just based off of what I've seen, it's gonna be good writing. It's gonna
Hmm.
be a lot of good writing. So I can just see it now. I'm going to enjoy this battle whenever it drops.
Hmm.
Like I'm liking the matchups I'm hearing.
There's some good matchups. And I will say, like I said, I'm a fan of X-Men. I like his writing. I think he's dope. Um, I do gotta show him that there's levels to it. I gotta show him that I can hang with the rest of these RBE intakes and the bricks and everyone else. And that's gonna take time, um, but I like forward to it.
So did you guys put your battle together, or did Wing put your battle together?
we put the battle together. I had been looking through some of the names, and obviously, like when writing for an opponent, you want to look at like you want to battle someone you feel like you can beat. You also want to battle people that are going to test you, and like you don't always want to battle someone that's just an easy win. I don't think
Mhm.
X-Man is going to be an easy win. Um, I wanted to battle X-Man because his performance against Ziggy, I was a big fan of. I think that was cool. His performance and like his writing, and I want to match that. I want to show that I'm better than that. I got better performance. I got better depth of writing. He also punches a lot. I can punch better. So I'm wanting that to be like a punch out, and like just trying to see who can write more. But I'm excited for it.
See, that's why I asked because I was trying to get an idea are y'all picking like easy opponents or somebody who's really gonna like challenge y'all?
Right, and that's I especially was trying to get familiar with all the names when I first started joining, people that I hadn't heard of. But no, I don't think I ever really I don't try and go for someone that I feel like I can just beat. I want good matches. Like as a battle rapper, like that's something that I look forward towards is I want to make a good match. Sure, like bodying someone's like fun, you get views, like it looks good on camera, and but I want to have like a battle with replay value. Like once you've seen a body, you know how it goes, and you can go back and revisit it. But like a good battle, a back and forth, that creates replay value.
That is very true. That is very true. And I've been saying that myself. Majority of the battles that have dropped, far as the intake, have replay value. I
Oh, for
don't
sure.
I don't think I can think of like a battle that is just like, oh my gosh, he got body and it's just like bam.
Yeah.
Like I
It,
think
it,
everybody put up a fight.
everybody in intake's talented. They got talent, and um, I think that goes to show what the future of RBE is going to look like when you've got all these people that are wanting to make a name, and they're all pretty good, and that's just in this intake process and still figuring out you know still figuring out how it's going to look when you get to that bigger stage. Like I think people are going to start evolving into to a lot better rappers after that.
I can agree. That's what I've been saying. Like I've been looking at people's battles before intake and then like intake battles to see are you writing to the same level or are you
Mm,
writing higher? And for the most part, most people's intake battles are better than like what I'm seeing happen before the intake. And
mm.
then like the few battles some of them have had after intake, you can see the criticism that Wing is given, they've used in the next battles.
Yeah. I mean, people feel like they, when you're doing these intakes for RBE, like RBE is up there. It is the one of the best leagues, if not the best right now. And so people know like RBE, Wing, all of them, they can make it happen. So you want to do your best and write to, write your best, perform your best because this is your shot. And so everyone here is hungry. Here is willing to step on people to get up to the spot that they want. So no battle is going to be easy.
That is very true. Now, let's get to a good question because
Okay.
you are familiar with some of your guys in NSA4.
Yeah.
Who has the best pen?
Who has the best pen? Man, that's a good question. Um, I don't know. I got a couple people I'm thinking of. I don't want to just say me. If we're talking intake four, I don't want to just say me. I think PT's got a good pen. I think shoot, who else is in there? Um, I haven't really thought about that as much. I gotta think about that and get back to you on that.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. You know, um, they have the Sweet 16 now.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts as far as the Sweet 16?
I think it's dope. I think it's dope to have these different titles for people. As you're progressing in the intakes and as you're progressing towards being a brick, it's got something to fight for. You want to be in these. You want to have one of these titles because that's getting more exposure to your name. X-Man is one of the Sweet 16, um, one of the lesser known Sweet 16 members that I'm about to beat and take the spot. But I like the Sweet 16 concept.
Now, some people feel as though some people were just given their spots.
Yeah,
They didn't really, I don't want to say earn it, but they got it.
yeah,
You know, some people feel there's some weak links in the Sweet 16.
yeah.
I
I'm yeah.
do you agree with that one?
I don't know if I necessarily would say anyone was given the spot. I do think that with any kind of title like that, there's gonna be a weak link. And I'm not even saying this because I'm battling X-Man. I'm saying it from what I've seen. I've been trying to do my research, looking up. I do think X-Man is one of those weak links, and I'm not trying to just battle him because it's an easy battle. Like I said, I think he's gonna be good. I think it's gonna make for a good battle. But I think strategically it makes sense if I can battle X-Man, and get into one of those spots. Why not do that?
That is very true. And now that I think about it, I'm trying to think how many of y'all have battles. One, two. Hmm. A few of y'all actually have battles with those that are in the Sweet
Hmm.
16. Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
and and it makes me wonder now, were you strategically picking them?
Uh, a little bit. I think that it was something. I knew he was in the Sweet 16, and honestly, I just wanted to battle X-Man from that Ziggy battle. I think that, and I know he battled Insight too, but I haven't seen that. The battle hasn't dropped yet. It'll probably be out soon. Um, but that Ziggy battle was really the main reason. Him being a member of the Sweet 16 is just an upside.
Okay. Um, you you are familiar with the bricks, right?
Yeah, yeah, most of them.
Okay. And you are familiar with like some of the people in intake.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you be able to do a top five intake?
Top five intake. I don't want to do that right now. I want to really think on that because I don't want this live to come out and then people will be like questioning my top five. I might try and do that tonight. Watch some of the battles and then really pick of those intakes. But that would be interesting. I'll tag you in that when I post that. I don't want to give out any opinion right now if it's not genuine. You know what I mean?
I understand and I respect that. Would you be able to do the top five bricks?
I can tell you who one of my favorite Ricks is right now, and
That'll
somebody
work.
that I do want to battle is K Venom. Um, I like K Venom, J Slash, Sniper. Those are some of the. They've been having lots of views on their battles, and they also just are some of my favorite writers of those breaks. I'm big fans of them.
Now I'm noticing a common thing with a lot with I ask like with bricks,
Mm,
Sniper keeps coming up, K
yep,
Venom keeps coming up.
yep.
So it's like the target for a lot of y'all.
Oh yeah,
Y'all really like them and
they're
what
they're
they're doing.
dope.
So that's good.
They stand out. Their writing and just they're very unique battlers. But no, I definitely want to get them on my resume at some point.
K Venom's on Max Out 3.
Yeah,
He's battling, is it Riggs? I think it is Riggs.
who's he battling?
I want to say
I
it's
think he's
Riggs,
battling no,
not Riggs.
Jaybreed.
Oh, okay. Jay Breed.
Jaybreed, yeah.
How do you feel about that battle?
I think it's dope. I like Jaybreed. I do think K Venom's gonna take it. That's who my prediction is. Um, but I think it's a dope matchup.
Okay. And my other question is, I've noticed since
Mm,
the card came out that people are kind of like downplaying the card
For real.
because you have like the newer talent on it.
Hmm. Hmm.
But how do you build RBE without bringing up the new talent?
That's a good point. I mean, I think I think having the process like the intake and leading into the bricks and then the bricks having to battle these names, I think that's a good process because you're building a narrative for people to make it to that big stage. You're not just picking and choosing people. Um, now there's proof. It's like, okay, he went from this guy in this process to this guy to this guy. And the narrative that they're making just makes sense to why they're there now. Um, so I I don't know why people would downplay it. I like it. I think it's been going well.
Because no sooner as that card dropped, it went from card of the year to
Mm,
why are they on this card? And I had to
nah,
explain to somebody on Twitter about these are your deck stars.
they are people. Well,
RBE.
people don't see it yet. I think that's why. Is people have said that about other leagues and people have said that forever. I think they're just used to the names that have been around forever, but it's like you can only do the same matchup so many times, or there's only a certain mix that you can get. But there's people that are writing and performing just as well as these other people that just haven't got the look yet. And so these J slashes, snipers, K venoms, like all the intakes, once once they make it to the bricks and then make it to there, like there's some people that can hang or that could hang later that just need to work on their writing a little bit and you know to get there.
I agree. For you to make the final 16, what is something you got to work on, or what
Mm.
is something you have to add to the arsenal for you to make that final 16?
Something I think I got to do. For me, a staple of my style has always been punches. Um, I think my like depth of writing. I don't want to say like lyricism, but like wordplay stuff like that. I feel like that's gotten a lot better over the years. One thing I do think I got to work on is it's more of stuff like breath control, and also like crowd control, knowing how to say certain things with more like power behind them. Um, and those are things that you don't always learn from one battle, from two battles. Like you learn them over time, watching other people battle, but actually being on the stage and be like, okay, yeah, I kind of sped through my part here. Next time I got to slow that down. Next time I got to put more of an emphasis on this word or on this punch. I got to change up my setup a little bit. For me, I think it's a lot of that, and also like my cadence. Um, my cadence, yeah.
Okay, but at least you got an idea of what you got to work on. See, you at least didn't say I gotta fix my bars, and that is great. That is great. Not one person has said that. It's
Yeah.
like minor things that y'all gotta
Mm,
tweak or like you want to refine. So that
yeah.
is great. You're in a great situation. Are you familiar with any of the other matchups that
Yeah,
are going to happen?
a couple of them, yeah. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I've just been busy, but I need to go back and look through some of them. But I know that there's some dope matchups. I'm looking forward to a couple individual people that I've seen um, battle, and I think it's really going to shock some people when these battles start happening.
I said that. I was like, for y'all to be the most unknown, I think y'all are going to have the most shock.
Mm,
The most shock. And if a person doesn't know who a lot of y'all are, by the time that weekend's over, they're going to know who you guys are.
for sure. And it also comes with you know part of this process isn't just, and that's something we talked about in the spaces and in the group, is it's not just getting the battle, it's what do you do with that battle after you get it? How do you profit off of that performance? So if I do great, if I beat X-Man, if I prove myself to, and I prove that I can hang, that's great, and that's the goal. But I have to capitalize off that afterwards. I have to do something with that, and I have to make that narrative work for the next person I'm battling.
That is very true. That is very true. But I think you're on the right track so far. I
Appreciate
see
it.
you in the spaces. I do see you promote.
Mm,
You know, so I know that's a one of Wings things is about the
abs-
promotion.
absolutely.
So you're on the right track.
Yeah.
Do you have are you only focused on the process or do you have any battles like lined up around the process?
I don't. I've kind of just been putting my sole focus into this right now, and like I said, I'm starting a new job. I'm in a transition phase just of my life in general right now, but I definitely want this. I'm trying to do the RBE thing. I want this to work. I think it's gonna be good. But I don't really have anything other lined up. I wanna do my best for this. I feel like I wouldn't be, and this is no shade to people that do have battles, outside of this. I think do what you got to do what you want to do.
Hmm.
But I want to make sure that I'm on my peak performance when I battle X-Man. So I feel like for me at least, it would be too distracting to battle somebody else or have to worry about writing for somebody else.
Okay, that does make sense too. That does make sense. See, I've been asking that just to see,
Yeah.
and like a couple of people have said they got other battles, so it's like
Everyone's different. Yeah. So I mean some people can do that. I think I could do it, but I just want my focus to be on this battle and do my best. So that's just me personally.
and I get it. Cause I would hate for you to go have an amazing performance wherever you got
Uh-huh.
that battle, and then you come here where it matters the most, and it ain't
Right.
coming.
Not be on your A game.
That is very true. Do you only battle? Do you do music?
I used to do some music. It's not something I really focused on a lot. It's something I'm wanting to get back into. I write all the time. Whether I don't really record it a whole lot. I'm wanting to start recording. I got pretty much an album that I've all wrote, all done, just needs recorded. But I've been working on that for about a year or so now. Hopefully releasing it soon. But yeah.
See, I ask because sometimes I know they do the verses
Mm.
with like the music, so that's why I
Yeah, I've been
ask.
I like that concept and I've been wanting to do that. I just don't have my shit recorded. But like I said, if I get that recorded soon, I'll definitely be hopping on that because I think that's really dope.
You're gonna make it to the Sweet 16. We're gonna manifest that now.
Yep,
You're claiming
it's
your spot.
happening. It's
You're
happening.
claiming your spot.
I'm getting X-Man out of there. That's my spot.
I like it. Anything else you want the fans to know?
Prophecy versus X-Man. I'm looking
Mm,
forward to it. I'm gonna be promoting it more. I'm gonna be talking about it more. Um, I think one other thought I had is something that I've had to do in my world of battling when I started out. It's like I feel like I've always had uphill battles. I don't think I've ever had an easy win, an easy battle. I think I've always had to do something to prove that I can hang with everyone else that's on the card, everyone else on the thing, um, in that circle. And so I want X-Men to know I'm used to this. I know I got to fight. I know I got to prove myself. And he's had an intake battle. He's had two of them before, but it's over after this one. I want him to know that I've done these uphill battles a lot, and he's got to come with more creative angles, punches. Um, and I told him that myself. I messaged him. Um, it was I think on Twitter, but but no, I'm ready. So
let the people know where you could be reached at.
yeah, I'm on Twitter at underscore Propha underscore C underscore. I believe that's the tag, and then on Instagram, I think it's just Propha dot C. I don't know my tags. I need to know that by heart next time. But but on Instagram and Twitter is mainly where I'm at.
And last question.
Yeah.
If a person's not familiar with you, out of your battles, which battle would you suggest them to go watch?
Kang. I think my battle with Kang on Gates of the Garden. I do think that'll change though. I think that after this, the X-Man's going to be the go-to battle that I want to show people. But as of now, I say Kang because it's 3 rounds. I felt like that was the peak of my so far, the peak of my writing, of my punches, of my wordplay, performance, being me. So that's the battle that I would definitely recommend.
I like it. I can agree. I can agree with that. Well, I appreciate your time. I
Yeah,
didn't take
appreciate
too
you.
much of it, and
No,
best of luck with your new job tomorrow.
appreciate you.
All
Thank you
right,
for having me on. Appreciate
no
talking to you.
problem. No
Yeah.
problem.
All right. Have a
All
good one.
right, you too.